somewhere. Let's go ahead and call this meeting of the Tyler County Commissioners Court to order. Let the record reflect that a quorum is present. This meeting has been duly called in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. It is the practice of this court to exercise an invocation followed by a pledge of allegiance. It rotates through the Commissioners Court. The disclaimer that we want to pass on to anyone: in the event that anyone is uncomfortable with an invocation or a pledge, feel welcome to step away from the room for just a moment, and then you can step back in and join us, or you can just mute if you're viewing with us live on YouTube. With that being said, Commissioner Marshall has the invocation and pledge this morning.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for your many blessings. Lord, we thank you for now to come together and do your work through our respective positions. Lord, I ask that you be with us. We go through this meeting. Help us to do what is pleasing to you and in thy will. Lord, I ask that you be with those still in harm's way in the military, be with our frontline first responders, be with this county as we go through these next couple of weeks with things that could be coming up. Lord, be with those on the river that are still in flood zones. Lord, we ask all of this in Jesus' holy precious name. Amen.
Amen.
We'll salute the American flag. Salute the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner, and thank you all. Please be seated. It's now time to go into the public comments portion of our agenda, and I would ask Kelly, in lieu of Donnie's absence today, has there been anyone who is registered with you to speak to?
No, sir.
Okay. With that being said, we're going to move on to the consent portion of the agenda, and that starts off with the minutes. I believe you may have received a copy of those this morning, or possibly over the weekend from Donnie's. With that being said, anyone who has read those and wants to offer those into the record with a motion, I'll await your motion.
Motion to approve minutes from
Okay.
5/17.
Second.
There's a motion with second. Comments, questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
And that, I believe, was unanimous. With that being said, we'll go to the monthly reports. The monthly reports are provided to the court. Is there any request to set aside any of the monthly reports for further consideration? If not, is there a motion to receive them as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion to receive them as presented. With that being said, comments or questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. Gentlemen, if it pleases the court, we have item W that is on our agenda for today. And there's folks that are here specifically for that particular item. And if it pleases the court, can we go ahead and move to that item at this time? Any objection?
Yes, sir.
Hearing none. Ken had approached me a couple of weeks ago whenever we learned of the departure of the Davis family and Pastor Amanda for Woodville United Methodist. And he said she and her family, because they have support, along with the church, have been an outstanding servant to the community and the citizens of the county during specifically emergency type of issues. And Ken has called on her at varieties of times, and he said, I'd like to just express appreciation from the Department of Emergency Management. Can we do that? And so that is the purpose of this. And so Governor, Judge, Commissioner, Emergency Management Coordinator, I'll turn it over to you at this time.
Well, y'all see the item. You can go ahead and step up here. I'm gonna try to make this through without crying. I'll tell you that right now. She's been a beast in a good way to me since Harvey for sure. And I mean that in a very positive way. During Harvey, she set up the shelter. She's volunteered and almost done it 2 more times with hurricanes. She calls me and says, "How are you?" Just out of nowhere sometimes. During COVID, she did it several times. Her work at the church or through the church and as just Amanda has been really important to me and very uplifting anytime. So I'd like to present you with this. I'm not gonna read it. But thank you for everything you did for Tyler County, for my office.
Look at here. I hope I have your. Thank
It's
you.
not much for what you did, but thank you so much.
It's been a blessing to be a part of this community in so many ways. I don't think it's hit us what we're about to miss. And so thank you from the bottom of our hearts for welcoming us in. So,
Thank you.
Comments. Yes, there will certainly be a gap in y'all's presence here today, or from this point on. So, best wishes for y'all, and just remember, you can always come back if you need to.
thank you very much. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, commissioners. We'll move on, and let me put this disclaimer out there. We've done this in times past. You're certainly welcome to stay and collect some message material if you care to, but we understand you're trying to get into.
We have to go find a house. We don't have one. We try to come Saturday, so if that's okay, we will probably set up.
Sure, sure. And anyone who wishes to, that we're here for this purpose, feel welcome to join. Okay.
Thank you all so
Thank
much.
you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck, y'all.
Okay. We're going to move to section 3, which is the resolution portion. And gentlemen, I am particularly pleased to say we finally made it. We have a resolution for the interlocal agreement. A significant amount of work went into this. It was reviewed by 3 attorneys, and Mike and I can attest to the fact that there was much deliberation to make sure we got it right. With that said, I'm going to put it in form of a motion, and wait a second.
Second.
Thank you. Okay, you have the resolution before you. Motion to approve, aye. Okay,
With the judge, on the, I don't know if y'all talked to Eric, but I sent Eric an email on there that I didn't see any way to exit, and he suggested putting that we, Tyler County, reapprove it yearly, the interlocal agreement. So that's the only change that I would see, just on, that we, as the court would each year.
I think it is set up to do it yearly, isn't it? I mean, they
Well,
do the budget every year and.
Well, no, there's an exit clause. He didn't see an exit clause in there where you could never get out of the agreement, but you just reapprove the agreement yearly is what Eric said. That's the only change I think that he said he would recommend on the thing.
okay. We can either move forward to vote to approve it with a majority vote. If it fails, then we will take it back to the governing board. If you wish to enter into the minutes, the comment, Commissioner, that you made, that is a way to capture it on behalf of the court. So I think we've got several different options here.
Could I make that as an amendment to that, or, and then vote on that, and if it doesn't, then you can just vote on the whole thing, or should we not do that?
What will it do? I mean, there's already, the other 2 entities have already met and voted on it, with it being in the form it was before.
Right.
You know, so I don't know what, us making an amendment to that,
We
to
do.
the policy, or, you know, to the, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't think it'll affect them in any way, that it would just affect us that we have to reapprove it yearly. It's what I understood from Eric, you know, that it,
Yeah, I don't
we just have to go back and
We pretty
vote
much,
on it yearly on.
we pretty much do that anyway.
Yeah.
We do a budget workshop yearly, so.
Right. Well, it's the agreement is what he was talking about, not any on the map, just the agreement between these.
Okay, so you're submitting a proposal for an amendment.
Yes, to be added, it says reviewed, but I think he said that we would vote on it approve it yearly. The Tyler County Commissioners Court would approve it yearly.
I'll just say this because I was in the discussions among the governing board. That was not something that they had observed that had taken place. And specifically, it was interpreted that the review was to be done by them to make sure that they were in standing. But if it applies to us, we were not aware of that. even
Well,
with all three
well, I think
parties.
it's the agreement between us and the city and the school is what that is about. The interlocal agreement between the three entities.
Okay, we'll go then with the amendment. There's a motion to amend. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, with the motion to amend for the language, all in favor, aye. Okay, all right. We'll have to find out whether we have to take it back to the governing board and then resubmit it to the other two entities themselves since they've already acted upon it. Okay, with that being said, on the motion, now with the amendment, all in favor, aye. Okay, and it sounds unanimous. Takes us to item 4, Roman numeral 4, consider approval of information section of the budget, of the agenda, and that's the budget and Commissioner Marshall.
Yeah, I know we have one budget amendment. Anyway, I make a motion that we approve budget amendments and line item transfers. We had one for Justice Peace at Precinct 1, and she just moved money from office supplies, training and education. The amount of $1,500. I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, and we did hear a second. Comments or questions? All in favor, aye. Any opposed or abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. Item B, Commissioner?
Accounts payable, I make a motion we pay our bills.
There's a motion with second. Comments or questions? All in favor, aye. Any opposed or abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. Commissioner Stirk has the next 5 items on the agenda.
Yes, sir. That first one is the renewal of the CJIS security package for Tyler County. Best I understand, the CJIS is all the reporting information that the court and the jail and law enforcement use, all the courts, all the clerk's office use for criminal activity. Is that correct? Yeah. So it's a normal renewal that we do on the security side of this. I'll bring that in the form of a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a second. Comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, aye. Any opposed? And there are none. Item D,
D is, make a motion to, lease a post office box from the post office for the treasurer's office for security reasons. Mail will be secured there and not left in the door on the desk around in the courthouse or wherever they're at. And it's a central place to go to be secured. And I think it was, what, $88 a year or something like
I think it was a little bit more than that, 88 for 6 months, I think.
that. Okay. 88 for 6 months. That's a medium size.
You got the motion?
Yes, sir. That was that form of motion.
there's a motion with second. Comments or questions? All in favor, aye. It is unanimous. Item E,
E is, same thing, post office box rental for the auditor's office, also the same reasons, and I bring that in form of motion.
I'll second.
comments or questions? All in favor, aye. It is unanimous. Takes us to F.
F is, make a motion that we approve and consider a bidding software for solicitations of services and materials needed for the county and contract software maintenance for our county contracts and interlocal agreements from Island Wave Technology to be paid out of net data processing. Data processing, not net data, just data processing.
I'll second that.
Okay, there's a motion with second. All in favor? Oh, excuse me, comments?
Jackie, is this gonna handle all the bidding process?
Like where you see all of this right here,
Yeah,
they will be able to electronically bid, and we can electronically open it here, and then we don't have to rely on FedEx or
Yeah.
And also has a time step on it when it's open, right, so that person knows that it wasn't opened early.
Will that be delivered, electronically to us too?
And also keeps up on the management side, the maintenance management side of the contract. It will send a reminder, just like the library, the interlocal agreement that was on the library, that
And so when.
it's coming due in June, so we need to get on
Anytime
the
we go
agenda.
out for bids for anything, it's specific to what they offer, and it will immediately send them an email, so that they will know the bid.
How much does it cost?
It should be in there, in your attachments.
4,000.
Yeah.
That's for the initial.
Yeah, we went over that. Yeah, there's some initial costs and then it drops down after that. There's some setup costs for purchase licensing costs to begin with.
Wayne, do y'all deal with stuff like that electronically? Randy, do y'all have that? I think it'll make it a lot easier for everybody, especially for us.
Looks like they're all aware of it like that.
45,
We might be behind
70
the times.
costs and then reoccurs.
And the reoccurring is 37.
We're behind.
47.
They're all shaking their head like, yeah.
Any further comments? Hearing none, all in favor, aye, and it passes unanimously. Item G,
The treasurer's office needs a copier. We lease that through Texas Document Solutions, and that comes in form of a motion.
I'll second.
comments or questions?
Processing.
Yes.
Yes. Net data processing.
Any other comments or questions? All in favor, aye. Motion carries. Item G, Commissioner Blacksher.
H.
I'm sorry, H.
But, I make a motion that we accept or acknowledge the 2020 financial report for Village Mills ESD number 8.
Second.
There's a motion with second.
Second.
Comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, aye. Motion carried. Commissioner Stirk has the next 13 items.
I is consider and possible approval of a taking impacts assessment, a TIA, regarding the preliminary draft of a subdivision regulation and a manufactured home rental community regulation pertaining to the subdivision of land in Tyler County. I bring that in the form of a motion.
Second.
There is a motion with second. Comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, aye. It was unanimous. Item J,
It's authorization of the preliminary draft of the Tyler County subdivision regulations and a taking impacts assessment of proposed subdivision regulations as required by 2007 of the Texas Government Code, be available in the office of the Tyler County Clerk, 116 South Charleston Street in Woodville during regular business hours for inspection, or if desired, available for the purchase of 10 cents per page. So, bring that in form of a motion.
is there a second?
Second.
Comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, aye. And it sounds like unanimous. Item K,
K is a newspaper notice confirming that a public hearing on the topic of consideration and possible action to adopt the county subdivision regulations and manufactured home rental community regulations will be held on July the 20th, 2021 at 10 a.m. in the Joseph Peace Courtroom here at 203 West Dogwood in Woodville, and that comes in the form of a motion.
I'll second it.
there is a motion with second. Comments or questions?
Is our lawyer going to be present?
At that one?
Yeah.
Yes, so we set that date. Yeah, and this is confirming that we'll put the public hearing in the newspaper to abide by those regulations of that, the notice regulation.
Any further comments or questions? All in favor, aye. And it sounded unanimous. Item L,
Okay, L is open bids for, A is emergency standby services, B is debris management, C, monitoring of debris management, D is capital improvement at the county airport, E is TxDOT County Transportation Infrastructure Fund grant, and then F is hauling for Tyler County Road and Bridge, and I bring all that in the form of a motion.
there is a motion
Second.
With second, comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
And it's unanimous to open the bids.
Number 8 is emergency standby services.
This is it. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Q.
Sit here.
Okay, just had to shoot at the emergency standby services. That was harder. Is it actually, yeah.
Oh, you got one?
Thanks, sir.
B is the debris management.
We got four.
Thanks, sir.
Let's see, it looks.
Thanks, sir.
Two for emergency, two for emergency standby. Four.
This is where I want to go to electronic.
Say the truth.
And we make our money. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, I don't open these boxes because some people do an envelope within it and some people don't.
I'm not watching that. I did, I thought.
What?
Look the other way. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure that was the
Scary.
You know, like this one. Okay, all right. I can make sure. Because there's debris management and then there's monitoring. Okay. Yes. That's all for the plantation.
It'd be four, three management. Here's the four. Here's the four. You got taped up good.
You know, I did this one.
Last meeting.
I heard y'all saying, I'm showing 5 for debris management.
What did you not do with it?
You got five?
I got 5.
You sure one of them do not, what the
Did you get your school on emergency standby?
heck? No, you're right. Five.
Okay, I'm not, making sure I'm not crazy.
I just fill up with it.
This thing.
Now it's working.
I think I'll get it back to. It's just a sheet of paper.
Yeah, right.
NAPCO has
Oh.
two.
Debris monitoring.
One of them's
Okay. Yeah.
this is monitoring of the debris.
You got the debris. How many monitors did we have?
Two.
2. Okay, 2.
So we'll bring these.
Sure, we don't have to do none of this.
The morning that the plane today, 7. Thing, just watching. Sure enough, saw a traffic start coming down each street.
This is
Yes.
this is for the capital improvement of the airport.
How many of those did we have?
Because you got, we need one.
5 bids?
Okay. Thanks, sir.
This is Conway Construction. Well, I don't get a thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jack. Next one is, I guess you say it, Joseph,
Jocelyn?
Johnson.
Thank you.
And this is from King Specialty Services. That's all for the airport. Next one is the CTIF grant.
How many will those be at CPI?
4. The first one is Jack Alexander.
Those Texas members, what's their category?
CPI.
30/20.
30/20, yeah. Industrial Park Road.
Yeah. I was saying we're Texas out most of it.
They were moving up there.
Supposed to be, yeah. Who knows when, though?
This is from King Specialty Services. And that's all for the CPI it. And we only received one bill, she was. Yeah, there was two bids. We only received one bid for hauling.
Yes. Yeah, you might make that copy. Sometimes.
I do have one for hauling. Wait, we had one more, but how many do y'all have in the CPIO?
Looks like 4.
Okay, well, you got one more. Another one. Four. I just gotta find it. Yes.
CPIO. Yes, say 5. It's only one for hauling, just one.
Yes. And that's it.
We had some bids on our other bid sheet for hauling, but everybody didn't get them.
Turn it in.
We had a couple call this morning and asked if they could turn them in at noon. And I said, no, that's not what the advertisement said. But that's all I have.
Okay, so we'll acknowledge that we had 2 on the emergency standby services, 5 for debris management, 2 for monitoring, 5 for capital improvements at the airport, 5 for CTIP grant, and 1 for hauling. That takes us to item M, Commissioner.
Yes, the award bid for emergency services. I'd like to make a motion. Emergency standby services to award the bid for it.
Do we want to take it under the council overall, or do you know pretty well?
Well, I think we open it up, get into discussion, we can do that.
So there is a motion to award the bid on standby services, and Commissioner, who's the awarding of the bid going to?
Well, I think, we have several here, a couple of them, so I would like to make a motion that we
Recess.
recess on that until a later time that we can go over these, different bids and, study them, and then we can come back with better information to make our vote or recommendation.
Just to be sure I understood, you want to recess?
On that item, yes.
Hold it out.
Yeah.
Do we want,
We can recess up to 24 hours, is that right, Judge? Without,
I'd have to check the code.
I think it's 24 hours we can recess.
We could come back out. No, we'll come this time after lunch.
That's a lot of, we got much more. we can do.
Lot of reading to do.
I have checked with with Tina here in this court, and it's available tomorrow if you want to come back. Now, I've got a meeting at 11, so and I think we probably need to start earlier in the morning, or either wait till the afternoon.
I think probably by 10.
I got a meeting at 11, so,
I do too. Think it'd take more than an hour to do this.
four of them. Till four.
Or we could do it earlier.
Yeah, let's do it earlier, that way we won't,
Won't have to worry about it. What time do you want?
how about 9 o'clock? Okay.
Okay.
That's good, Judge?
So there's a motion to recess. I won't be here. I got county court, but
I thought that was canceled.
sorry.
I think that's why we got this spot, so it was canceled.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So you're requesting the recessing of the awarding of the bids for further consideration to be resumed at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning
Yeah, that's
here
it.
in this room.
Yeah, that's for M.
All right? So there's a motion for the recessing on item M. Is there a second? All in favor, aye.
Uh,
Motion carries. Item N,
I'll make the same motion that we recess on item N until tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Send it unanimous. Takes us to item O.
Same there, 9 a.m., recess till 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Second.
Okay, it does have a second. Comments, questions? All in favor, aye.
And P, that's actually your, do you want to?
Yeah, I'd rather, we'll do it in the morning.
At 9 a.m.
Motion to do it at 9 a.m.
Okay. There was a motion for second recess on item P as well. All in favor, aye. Q,
That's yours too.
Yes, sir, we'd like to recess on it till in the morning, also at 9.
is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's now unanimous. Item R,
Or we only have one bid in, so I'll make a motion that we award the bid for hauling for Tyler County Road and Bridge.
Second.
there is a motion with second. Any comments? All in favor, aye. Okay. Item S,
Award a grant administrator for the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 Coronavirus Local Fiscal Recovery Fund. It comes in the form of a motion.
Well, I second it, but we need to, we're not ready to make it,
We didn't receive it.
Okay, we didn't receive any grant administrator meetings.
oh, it's like one to talk.
Okay. So if we didn't receive any, that means at any time we can go and find us one. Is that correct?
All right, or we can go back out for bids to show that we did our due diligence, request for qualifications rather.
So how would we handle that, Judge? Since we didn't receive any, we just put it in the minutes
No
that we
action.
didn't receive it? Okay,
no action.
no action.
Item T,
Make a motion to award an engineering firm for American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 Coronavirus Local Fiscal Recovery Fund. Comes in the form of a motion.
and is there a firm name that we are awarding to on that?
I don't have any idea. on that.
This
Is
is
that
the one
what
we're
we're-
talking
That's
about.
what I was talking about.
Okay,
I'll second it, but I'm gonna ask Ken to talk to us about it.
The four engineering firms that submitted, we really don't have a lot of knowledge of them. We want to be able to, when we do our score sheets, we want to do it appropriately. So we're going to need to table that or whatever we can do
Till next meeting.
until next meeting, because there's going to be some homework.
okay.
on
Till
that
next
one.
month.
Next
Or you want-
regular.
Okay, regular meeting.
Yeah,
We need a motion to table.
table it. I make a motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay, item T will be tabled.
And then this one's mine too. It says, lease purchase, 2021 Mack MD6 dump truck from Bruckner's to the state pre-approved bid through First National Bank Leasing, Wichita Falls. I need to amend that. It's actually a 2022 Mack truck, MD6. That comes form of a motion.
Okay, there's a motion to amend for the year model to be 2022. And Buck, was that your second? Okay, so there is a second with the lease purchase on item U. Comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, aye. It sounded unanimous. Item V is Commissioner Marshall.
Well, don't ask me to pronounce that word, but it's Cox Sync Mobile Program for Records Management System. TVAC capability to be paid out of data processing.
Mike, what you're supposed to do is say, Constable, would you like to identify the name of this company that you're?
Cool logic.
Cool logic.
I'll put that, I'll second that.
Okay, so there was a motion, Mike, I guess, with a second. Questions or comments?
Casey, is this all for all 4 precincts?
Yes.
Constables? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And this basically will let the constables do their own report stuff, and they keep control over that, to be the keeper of the records on that.
Yes, sir.
Right now, it goes to the sheriff's office where they're the keeper of the records. Is that correct?
Well, right now, we don't have
Anything on that.
just big chief tablet or word processor, or word document.
Basically. So,
What was the cost on this?
It's $1,500 for the first year. That includes training and software and all the certification stuff that we need. And then $600 a year after that. That's per constable.
Any other comments or questions? And Constable, would you repeat that name again for the record?
Cool Logic is the way I was
Okay,
saying.
very good.
I can see it.
I thought it was something to eat.
It's kind of like, is it the Bay of Campeche or Campeche? Anyone know that?
Are you ready for the vote?
Yes.
All in favor, aye? It sounded unanimous. Commissioner Marshall has item X, since we've already done W.
Okay, yes, sir. Reimbursement to Mary Nell Rainey for tribute items for Rosemary Bunt, administrator for Allen Children's Library. It was cost shared to the city of Woodville and Woodville ISD. And it was 200, and I don't remember off the top of my head, $238 for our share of it. And I'd like for it to be paid out of contingency for miscellaneous items. And this, Mary Nell Rainey paid for this up front, but, so it's just a reimbursement to her, and the other 2 entities have already reimbursed her their money.
Is that a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Comments or questions?
I just was wondering, looking for the amount for one thing, but I was just wondering, why didn't the library, it was $258.97. They couldn't have done that.
Well, I don't know, Joe, why Mary Nell just went ahead and paid for it, because she was the one that, had to set up, and all. She did get approval to do it. Judge, maybe you have
Yes,
an answer for that.
Joe, she's left, but I think she's with the advisory board.
Mary Nell was on the advisory board for the
And it
library.
was basically a gift of appreciation from the 3 entities that they believed would be useful in the library, because there's no Texas maps, and they brought us in and showed where they had
Right.
managed.
Framed.
Yeah.
4 or 5 old, real old maps and put in this Texas ring.
It's not like I'm against it. I was just, we give them a lot of money, and, that's what my
Well,
question.
we can't label it as a gift, because we can't give gifts with tax dollars.
Can we reimburse the library and let them write her a check with that? Or how do we need to
You
label
can
it?
style it as that it was for those maps.
Re-
to approve
memory
the
of Ms.
library situation.
I was just thinking
27
supplies,
years.
and the, local agreement that we passed.
Yeah, but I don't know why they did it the way they did it.
Yeah.
I don't know all the details.
But it's for the stuff that's on public display for the public to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I have. Any other comments or questions? Are you ready for the vote? All in favor, aye?
Uh,
Any opposed? It's unanimous. I'm not aware of anything for executive session, gentlemen. Is anyone?
I make a motion we recess until tomorrow at 9 a.m.
There is a motion for recess until 9 a.m. tomorrow. Is there a second? Thank you. All in favor, aye? Okay, we'll stand in recess until 9 a.m. tomorrow. That concludes county court for today. Thank you all.
Go do some research.
Good conversation. Nobody repeats.
That's why you-